Hello, everyone. Thank you for being there today. I'm Aurélie Baker from Esabic, South France. I'm really enjoyed today to welcome Christine from WiFor Sales, and we are running a series of webinars to give the floor to our alumni in order they can explain what they are doing, what they are working on. So today, Christine, it's your turn. It's my pleasure to welcome you today. So I'll let you the floor.
Thank you very much, Aurélie. It's a very, very great pleasure to be here, and thank you very much for inviting us. So, I learned well how to do it.
It should work. Perfect.
Does it work? Okay.
Yeah, perfect.
Good afternoon, everybody. So, you know that we are living today in an innovative and connected world. We have access to a vast amount of data from satellite and Earth observation, and we can get also high power cloud computing capabilities. Today, 3G and 4G, mobile coverage is almost worldwide. So it's a big progress, but the challenge, in our opinion, is now to make this wealth of data, and global connectivity useful on Earth. So that's the job of WiFor. It's to use it in order to serve international companies on all continents. So just let me introduce myself a little bit. I am Christine David. I am the co-founder and the CEO of WiFor. Well, in my background, I have not a technical or scientific background. I have more trade and marketing and international strategy background with an MBA that I got from Cage Business School in Bordeaux. Once upon a time that it was not Cage, but Bordeaux École de Management. And I've been working for several years in Météo France International, which is the subsidiary of Météo France, to modernize the national and meteorological hydro services in the world. And there I gained some background in project management for these national med services. I also have expertise in managing multidisciplinary teams and multicultural teams. I also, when we created WiFor with Pascal Vinzac, my co-founder, in 2016, sorry, we decided to create it based on a common observation that, in our opinion, it was not normal today that some countries do not have access to weather information, and in that countries that the economic actors cannot make proper decision making, whereas in our countries where weather information is very developed, but it's then more complicated to select the good source and to synthesize the data in order to make the right decision. So it's based on this that we have created WiFor to try to address these two, how can I say it in English? To try to address these two issues. So this is not a revelation, but 70% of the economy today, of the global economy, is weather sensitive. This is not me who is saying it, it's the United Nations. And climate is one of the most important factors that is impacting the economy. And yet access to reliable weather information is still very complicated, despite of the latest technical advances that I talked about in the opening of this session. But to be more precise, within the 70% of the economy, that's big figures, but there are some very, I would say, operational problems that are raising to that, linked to that. Because when it comes to weather sensitivity, first, of course, the first sector that comes to mind is the agriculture. And it is true, as it is the third largest sector in the weather forecasting services market. But however, the weather also has a significant impact on various other sectors, such as cosmetics, retail, healthcare, clothes, I mean, many different sectors. And that's why at WeatherForce, we tailor our solutions to meet the specific needs of each sector. And I would say more in each sector, it's also the specific needs of dedicated professionals in these sectors. For instance, in the same structure, we can address the needs of Karen, who is at the supply management, or Sophie, who is an export salesperson. And this gives us the opportunity to collaborate with various profiles. So for instance, we work with crop managers like Pedro, or then with, like I said, Sophie or Karen. But whatever the use case and the problem faced by these persons, at the end of the day, their common denominator, then it's the weather, and more likely the impact on their economic activities. To be more detailed, let's talk about Pedro. So Pedro, as I said, is a crop manager. To try to explain his problem, Pedro needs, he's a crop manager for specific crops, like avocado, blueberries, asparagus. So it's not, it's crops on which, of course, the yield is important and he wants to increase his yield, but the quality of his production is also very important. And that's why he wants to have to improve his crop monitoring with weather and climate indicators, but to anticipate the risk of a bad quality also as much as a risk of bad yield on his cultures. But I will come back to this later. If I talk about Karen, so I told you that Karen is a supply manager in an animal health product manufacturer. The main problem of Karen, and we have Karens in many kind of companies, they need to anticipate the demand in order to limit the unsold goods and to reduce the losses, because they have as a duty to maximize the stock management efficiency. And this weather information, based on a more long-term forecast, would allow them to allocate the products to the right warehouse or anticipate the production schedules or to plan the restocking. And because if they don't target well the demand, then the main risk for them is really to burn the product or destroy the products. And then another type of use, another persona for us, it's Sophie. And just like all salespersons and export-oriented commercial professional, she needs to sell her products at the right time and to gain some market share compared to her competitors. She needs to boost the sales performance, and this is our value proposition for her, by delivering her some contextualized weather and environmental indicators to enrich the sales pitch of her salespersons, but also to identify the high potential areas and to challenge her sales team. In other means, what we are doing in WeatherForce is really the customization for all these different kind of usage of actionable weather intelligence solutions that are actionable all around the world. So our solutions, as I said, are materialized, sorry, it's pretty complicated in English for me. The computation and delivery of weather-based predictive indicators. And what I said is that we are not providing raw data. we create predictive indicators that require upstream processing of the data, and this data is then transformed into information thanks to weather intelligence. I will explain you how it becomes real in a few moments. We have a first solution that is meant to answer the needs of Sophie, that I talked about a little bit earlier, and which is called WiFor Sales. Indeed, as I said, the weather can have an impact on the sales in many sectors. Therefore, having weather data and weather-based indicators can be a very great asset, when it comes to supporting the sales pitch or in order to increase the commercial impact. Another objective of this solution is really to animate and to challenge the network of distributors and to identify the areas of interest, as I said. So WiFor Sales is really meant to be a multi-sector solution, and it supports different kind of weather-sensitive companies in their decision-making to challenge their distributor network and sales force. This solution and all our solutions are distributed in 3 levels, so like starter, advanced, and prime. And the solution is based on standard weather indicators, like the starter one, but it can be very quickly deployed. The advanced solution is more combined with a reinforced support from WeatherForce expertise. And then the prime solution is really I would say an on-demand, very tailored solution for really more efficient business indicators. Considering the agribusiness, so like I said, agribusiness is really I would say the main focused sector for WeatherForce. And this is a sector that we address on a vertical manner, from the assistance in the field for crop managers to, because we can sell also WiFor Sales for agribusiness companies. So it's really from the field to the management of the sales department of a company. So this second solution, WiFor Crop, is really meant to answer the needs of Pedro and in terms of crop management. So sorry, made a wrong. Yeah, so it's really dedicated, to the sector. Same thing, the 3 levels of solution. So differently from the WiFor Sales, WiFor Crop is proposing parcel-oriented monitoring of the crop growth through indicators that are really targeted for the specific culture. Specific crop, sorry, we don't say culture for that, agro. Like for the first level, we customize the visualization of, I would say, generic weather indicators, and more we go into a prime solution, and the more we integrate local information like IoT or observation stations from our customers, up to I would say a combination of algorithms that are provided by our customers with external data sources, but this I will also explain it a little bit later. So this is where I will explain. How do we do that? Well, the technical implementation of our solutions is based on our collaborative weather intelligence platform. It is on this platform that we store and process all the data that is required to create our customized solutions. So the technical process is divided into 3 steps: the data selection and collection, the data mix and processing, and the solution creation, adaptation, and delivery. So first, we have set up, implemented a comprehensive data collection process that gathers all the necessary information to include into the platform, that needs to be included into the platform to answer the global needs of our customers. The weather data, as you can see, can come from many different sources, like global forecasting models. There are some satellite data coming, I would explain, from EUMETSAT, for instance. But we also integrate more global satellite data, not weather, but different kind, that we use to be processed with our meteorological data to create these indicators. We also use local data, as I said, through observation networks. The activity data from the second cloud are data that are usually provided by our customers, or at least they are sectoral data, such as soil composition, or some company data, such as the sales history, for instance, that are important to understand and then to predict the impact of weather on the sales, for instance, or the crops. Once all this data is collected, it is then integrated into our platform, and it's going to be processed by our weather experts and our data scientists, thanks to the work of our technical team. It is at this stage that we create the so-called customized solutions based on our customers' business and needs. These solutions take the form of the indicators in the solutions are shaped and then delivered via different access modes, like dashboards, or I would say our favorite delivery mode, but it can be APIs or mobile applications, depending on the context of the use of the solution by our customers. At WeatherForce, we collect, I said, and we select our weather data from very well-known and renowned providers, because we have to make sure that we can rely on data that are legitimate. So we work with ECMWF, of course, and the NOAA for the weather forecasting, global forecasting models or historical models. But we have also partnerships with other institutions like Météo France, or different national met services in different countries, like Sodexam in Côte d'Ivoire, and recently the BNMHA in Vietnam. And we also have a partnership and the use of Copernicus data through different contracts. The acquisition of a large quantity of raw weather data, as you can imagine, that is necessary to prepare our solutions, generate some exploitation constraints. I would say that linked to the multiplicity of the data sources. I wouldn't talk about big data, but we are in a kind of a big data problematic. And we have developed and set up a data processing chain needed in order to make the most of the data in a more industrialized manner. At WiFor, we just don't provide data, as I said, to our customers. And our added value lies in the transformation of this data into reliable and personalized indicators. And the objective of our customers is to improve their decision making. So all the, I would say, added value of WiFor is really on this transformation of the data and our capability to do it easily and with a low code process. So we have a 4-step process to do that from acquisition, processing, interpretation, and then delivery. For the data acquisition, of course, it's obtaining the access to the data that is needed to develop the solution. And then we have an expertise to choose the data source that is the most relevant for the weather variables that are needed to calculate the indicator of our customers. And then we also then transform this data, as I said, and to get some to get the indicators, and it's processing the data through the data set, and then yeah, we transform all this, we calculate, and we monitor our routines and our calculation to deliver this valorized data to our customers. And how can I say that? Data is something, but the visualization is also very, very needed, and the way that the information is processed by our customers in order to take the decision is very important to be taken into account into the way that we deliver it and the way that the visualization is made. So data visualization is also a very important part of our work. And that's why we work with the UX design approach of our solution when we create them on the when we market them, but also on the way that we adapt and make the parameterization of our solutions for our customer. And this is this user-centric approach that we have developed and implemented from the creation of WiFor. The principle of this approach is really to consider that each customer, each user's mode in order to optimize the handling of the solution by each of one of them. Because actually, although each solution is unique, and therefore has its own specificities, our methodology is always based on 4 main steps. First, it's really to understand and define, understand the needs, understand how the solution will be used, by who, really the context, and it's like getting the journey map of the use of the solution by the future user. So we do a kickoff meeting to organize, and we organize some co-creation workshop with our customers. At this stage, we know that the solution will be WiFor Sales or WiFor Crop, but we don't know how the data visualization will be at this stage. And then we adapt and we test. We collect the data, we create the indicators, and we customize the visualization. It's at this stage that we carry out also user tests to validate the relevance of the solution. The time between 1 and 2 is very short at WiFor because we have developed a pipeline and a catalog upstream in the platform that enable our data scientists to do this work with a few lines of code. Then we industrialize and we deliver. This one is to really verify. It's now the job of the tech team to verify the performance and to optimize the code that has been written by our data scientists to switch the solution to our operational servers. And then we deliver to make the solution available to users and we train them to get the best benefit from the solution. And then on the long term, we advise and we support with a continued support from our customer success manager for a continuous improvement of the solution. Today, WiFor brings together 20 persons. And I would say that what makes our team unique, it's the mix of cultures. We have 4 different nationalities in WiFor. And we have different experiences, different skills, but we all run for the same objective, is really to co-create these actionable weather intelligence solutions for our customers. And this is very important because we share the same value of to have a well-done work and customer satisfaction. From an organizational point of view, the team is structured around different processes. First, of course, because we are user-centric and customer-centric, a customer process, which starts from the first contact and extends throughout the stages of co-creation of the solution until the final delivery. So it's really before the sales and after the contract is signed. And this process is very important, the process that continues through the customer success manager handled. And they accompany our customers in the continuous improvement of the solution. The R&D process, because of course we need to stay ahead. We need to keep on improving our solutions. So it encompasses all the research and development programs that are set up to guarantee the reliability of our data and to propose ever more innovative processes methods. Then, of course, the IT process, because without the platform, we are not that much. So the objective of the persons under the IT process is really to continually improve the productivity, the flexibility for the rapid deployment of our solutions, and the optimization of our platform in terms of storage and processing of data volumes that are becoming bigger and bigger. The improvement of the collaborative aspect of our platform is very important because we are opening our platform to different kind of partners, like the national med institutions in some countries, but also it can be some research centers. And this collaborativity is really at the heart of our priorities. And then a marketing process that is based on this user-centered approach with the aim of getting as close as possible to our customers' problems. This approach is combined with the continuous search for innovative solutions. So they really work in close links with the R&D to allow us to anticipate new needs. We share some common values in WiFor, which is pretty important. So first value is the cooperation. And cooperation is really at the heart of our processes. Like I said, it's also the way for us to open new countries, it's to collaborate, cooperate with the local institutions. So we really encourage the co-creation and the value, and we value the teamwork because it provides the trust and the fairness and the humility. The excellence, because as the team, we continually strive to surpass ourselves and test our skills. This quest for excellence is the one that drives us to develop increasingly precise and effective solutions. And then the can-do attitude. I know this, in French, we would say optimism. And this optimism, and when we talked about that to our British native in WiFor, he told us, oh yeah, that's the can-do attitude. So it's like, actually for us, this means not setting limits. It's being ready to take on new challenges, and above all, having the right also to make mistakes in order to move forward. So this is really, I would say, the main core value in WiFor. And beyond these values, through our solutions, we have some brand promises that we want to achieve, and on which it's very important for us to strive. It's the reliability and of our data sourcing. We need to have a robust platform, a scalable architecture, reliable and credible data, because it's on this that are based our contextualized indicators and our solutions. Without this data and this reliability of the platform, I mean, the service cannot be trustful. And then we have adapted solutions because we co-create our solutions with our customers. So the usability is something that is very important. And this co-creation is really the way to make sure that the solution really fits perfectly the needs and the way that the decision-making is taken. And then, of course, the robustness and the sustainability of our solutions, the security of the platform, because our technical team is mobilized to ensure the proper functioning of our collaborative platform and the protection of all data that is gathered in it. And yes, the sustainability, because like I said, the way that we are proceeding with our customers is really based on very long-term relationship with them. So we encourage the call of scientific experts. Our customer success manager is really meant on having close links with our end users and customers to really drive them on better use the solution, improve the solution, enhance the way that we are working with them. A few words about why our customers are working with us. What they say is that first, our solutions are actionable. These solutions are not solutions meant for weather professionals. Our solutions are really meant for non-meteorologists, persons who understand the weather but are not professional with weather information. So what we do is that, and that's what they say, is that the way that we develop and that we deliver our solutions make the solution usable, like at the first sight. When they see their dashboard, they know what decision they can take or not. The decision is still a human decision, but because we are not, we don't aim at providing like an automatic decision-making tool. This is not our positioning. What we want to propose is really insights, highlights, that are really easy to understand and easy to take the decision. So this actionable solutions, it's really core impact for our customers. Concerning the global coverage also, because we operate worldwide, and especially thanks to our partnership with the local Met institutions in countries where the access to the regular access to weather information is pretty limited. In Europe, we don't have this habit. We are not used not to get the weather information that we need. But trust me, in 65% of the countries, this is not the case. There are many countries in the world where the coverage of the weather data is not that good, and because they don't have local information data, so we are the only one today that is able, without any deployment of additional local information, to provide and to access to this kind of data. Then our expertise. This is something that is really encouraged by our customers. It's that our team is composed of very highly skilled and experienced experts in weather, but also in data science and in UX design. And that's why it's really a core value for our customers, because they can rely on the discussions that they have with our experts. And then our partnerships with these national Met institutions, because so we have a partnership with Météo France. We have partnerships with the National Met Service in Côte d'Ivoire, the same in Vietnam, like I said. And it is true that for the local companies, this partnership is really a trust validation that they can rely on our predictive solutions. And the other point, so customer success, I think I talked about it already, but I would like to make a focus on the eco-design. Actually, we create, as I said, simple visualization tools, and it's very important to say the word simple, because we are using also a low-tech approach to reduce the environmental impact of our solutions. Everybody knows today that digital is fine, but digital is also a risk for the environment. And at WeatherForce, we develop our solutions taking into account their environmental impact. And this is what we call the eco-design or eco-conception of our solutions. And we have implemented several mechanisms that limit the mobilization of energy-intensive infrastructures, and notably for, we are trying to regulate the amount of data that is processed using local storage with our partners. So it's really something that is deep inside WeatherForce. The user-centered approach is also takes also into account the usage, the constraints of usage from our end users, and the ecological constraints. And that's why we really develop some solutions that are following this approach. We have been coached by Green Concept coaching part a few years ago, and this really has put the milestones and the keystones, I would say not milestones, the keystones of our development approach. So let's be a little bit more, I would say, concrete by talking about some use cases to explain concretely how our solutions have helped some of our customers. So as I presented two solutions like WiFor Sales and WiFor Crop, I will present an example of each of them. So the first one, WiFor Sales. So this solution has been created and implemented and is running operationally for 2 years now with one of our customers. The objective of our customers was really to analyze a disease risk indicator because they wanted to identify some potential areas for their product. So this product is a product that is fighting a disease on I don't remember in English of wheat that is appearing at a specific stage of growth of the crop, and the farmer doesn't have a lot of time to protect the crop. So it is very important for our client, our customer, to target the areas and the time frame where the product, his product, will need to be used by his customers. So we have developed a specific dashboard for him, covering all Europe, because this is where they sell their product. We have developed this solution with the product portfolio manager, but actually is not today the end user of the product. He is relaying the information then to the commercial and the salespersons of the company. We have developed this using first a climatological historical, I would say, disease indicator. So we have developed a disease indicator based on the historical data. We have combined this weather risk over 40 years of history. And the disease algorithm was provided by the customer, and the soil data were injected also into the model. And we have at this stage understood the spatio-temporal development of the disease, and we could replicate that then into a predictive solution. Today, the solution allows them to visualize at a glance the areas where the risk is present in order to deploy the strategic marketing actions and I would say go and see their customers to propose and to advise them on the use of the product. And then a sample of WiFor Crop. So this WiFor Crop solution has been developed thanks to a project that we presented, and that was labeled by the CNES and ESA, because the importance of this solution was to provide highly accurate a highly accurate solution on Peru for several crop managers in, like I said, specialized crop monitoring, like avocado or blueberries, as I said at the beginning. So we have created this solution that is using weather intelligence to support these crop managers in their activities in the field. So the pilot of this solution has been held in the north part of Peru with a huge company called ACP which is on the agribusiness, which is an agribusiness company. So as I said, we carried out this project together with Météo France. And the main objective was really to develop and test this solution before making this solution available internationally. So the solution that was developed as part of this project takes the form, as you can see, of an all-in-one weather information, I would say, decision-making module. And it is composed of different customizable weather indicators that makes it an operational monitoring tool. And it allows the crop managers in ACP to have access to a daily forecast, thanks to the daily acquisition of data from IFS model, as well as an hourly forecast, thanks to the AROM from Météo France. Then we have proposed and developed to follow the flowering stages. And we also anticipate some pest and disease risks that have been identified with our customers, and particularly, also in Spanish, it's la roya on the blueberries, donc la rouille. And we have co-analyzed and co-prepared these algorithms to ensure that. And then they also can visualize some maps in high resolution to have the local forecast, including downscaling to 1 kilometer on temperature that we have developed on our one. And then we integrate some weather data station that, because we have installed some of them, the objective is really to have a ready to deploy solution wherever we set up in the world. And well, this project has been a little bit complicated to handle because we started it in February 2020. So I can tell you that there have been some delayed thanks to our preferred pandemic of the moment. But really, it's today this solution is available on Peru, on Côte d'Ivoire, and soon in Vietnam. And I think that's it. I hope I haven't been too long. Thank you very much, and I remain at your disposal for questions if you have.
Well, thank you very much. It was very interesting. So feel free to ask a question in the question box. I have already some. The first one is about the platform. So if we will understand, the platform is personalized for each client, and how long does it take to set up the tools?
Okay, so just there is a different. If I come back to the platform, on the slide of the platform, maybe I can put it back just to try to explain that. Let me put this back, and let me try to come back to this. Just to try to explain. Okay, what we call the platform is what is in mix and process. This one is this part, mix and process here, is not what we deliver to our customers. This is our, I would say, factory. This is the platform is our factory, and what we deliver is the customized solutions that are more likely dashboards or API that deliver the weather indicators and insights to our customers. So there is no time. Actually, the time from here to here is like a few weeks. It's all the pipelines that are here. And I know that Julian, our CTO, is talking about that much more efficient than me. But what is done here is really industrialized, and that's also part of our innovation. I remember when we applied to ESABIC, that was one of the big questions that we had, is that, yeah, but you are doing specific tools. And I said, no, we are delivering personalized tools, but based on something that is industrialized. And that was the big challenge of our IT team at the moment. It was really to set up a factory that will enable the on the fly, and this is what we call with our like a tailored ready-to-wear solution. So we make the ready-to-wear, and then we tailor it exactly to the size of our customer.
Okay.
Is that clear?
Answering to the question, and we have another question regarding the data. Can you take in account the customer's data in the process?
Yes, of course. Yes, we do. Same on the same scheme. You can see that you could see that there is a cloud with what we call activity data, and part of this activity data are data from our customers. That can be data from their own existing observation data, IoT data, but it can be data from when we are working with some non-agriculture company, and part of the data are part of the characteristics of their products, of their product catalog product, so that we can integrate to be able to deliver, I would say, contextualized indicators to propose the good product at the good time. Yeah, so it's yeah, eclectic. We can do.
Okay, so we have another question. Are your indicators based on current data, or do you also use the past data to make a forecast, for example?
Yes, so we use both the past, historical, the current, the observation, and the forecast. We compute all that, and that's why, so up to date, we are able to propose predictive indicators up to 14 days. And we are currently working to have a longer view for our users, because when I was talking about Karen, you've seen that I don't have a solution for Karen yet for the supply. And it's one of the reasons is that Karen, she needs to have a little bit more than trends for a month, 2 months, 3 months. So we need to continue our R&D programs to be able to set up on that.
Okay, so for now, no more questions. So then feel free to ask other if you have to. Maybe I have a question. You see you can use the data from all over the world. There are some places in the world where it's more difficult to acquire data. I think about maybe in Ecuador, where there are a lot of cloud, for example.
Yeah, so yes and no. Actually, one part of what we are doing also is really to use the trash data that is not used, like with the clouds, to be able to work on our models. But our capability to get local data and the developments that we have done, like in use some words that I don't like because I don't really understand them, but I don't care. It's like machine learning things and data science things, make us able to deliver and to have pretty accurate data. So I wouldn't say on all the parameters, to be honest, but on some parameters, yeah.
Okay, I think all we have not more questions. So I will thank you. It was very interesting. I wish you good luck for upcoming months here. It's a pleasure to welcome you today. It's you have a very interesting project and you are doing a great job.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you very much again.
Bye-bye.